love as a driving force. क्योंकि प्यार में ना आप मर भी सकते हो, आप मार भी सकते हो.
For me, it was just an incredible opportunity to do the romantic genre for the first time, which is something I've not explored before. And of course, the challenge of romancing not one, but two very beautiful and talented actresses.
As an actor, there is way more scope for me to showcase. ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, ये भी करना है, मैं सब दिखा दूँ.
Only competition was always myself. And as long as like the next thing that I'm doing is different and better.
Collaborative process है. आप अकेले ही झंडा लेके सब कुछ नहीं
कर सकते.
तो वो टीम अगर वैसी होती है ना, and I love working with people who are driven by passion.
Okay, I know I'm not allowed to give spoilers, but honestly, I had an amazing ride watching the show. I haven't seen a thriller with so intense emotions of love, anger, and possessiveness. Every moment kept me on the edge, and I was so hooked onto the dynamics between all three of your characters. So, Shweta, Tahir, and Aanchal, or maybe Shikha, Vikrant, and Purva, a huge welcome to ETimes, and we are so happy to have you joining with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aditi. When this interview started, I had no idea you'd watch this show, so thank you very much for that introduction.
You really
yeah.
This is what we would want कि audience जब देखे, आप लोग जब देखें तो ये roller coaster of emotions feel हो.
और ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, exactly. So, I want to know from each of you, what was that yes moment in the script for you to come on board? Shweta?
For me, it was love as a driving force. क्योंकि प्यार में ना आप मर भी सकते हो, आप मार भी सकते हो.
Exactly.
So, to explore that side where सही या गलत की बात ही नहीं होती है. क्योंकि किसी के जो एक के लिए सही है वो दूसरे के लिए गलत है, और जो उसके लिए सही है वो किसी और के लिए गलत हो सकता है. तो नजरिए की ना ऐसा प्यार जो कि जिसमें इतना पागलपन हो, दीवानापन हो. और हमारे सिद्धार्थ जो डायरेक्टर हैं, क्रिएटर, राइटर, प्रोड्यूसर हैं, वो कहते हैं कि प्यार ऐसे ही होना चाहिए जिसमें पैशन हो, जिसके लिए आप मरने के लिए तैयार हो. तो that is what I wanted to explore, and as Shikha, I have totally done that, and I have enjoyed it so much.
What about you, Anchal?
The whole of Purva.
Okay.
The whole journey of hers, and very beautifully this character has been written, very well written, and I liked the way, there's a thin line between being a certain kind, of a negative person, though I'm not judging that at all.
Yeah.
And being a person who is so madly in love with a person that the person
can go to any extent.
Understand that, what's right, what's wrong, वो किसी भी हद तक जा सकता है. So there's this thin line. तो वो स्क्रिप्ट में बहुत ही well defined था, और वो मेरे लिए as a performer बहुत ही बड़ा challenge था, that how do I portray that, So it's been a roller coaster ride along with Purva, and I personally have come a long way because of Purva, because suddenly the kind of exposure you get, the kind of emotions you go through, the kind of journey and the shades, there's so much to, Purva, this whole script. It's been amazing, and this is my second time association with Siddharth sir. He was also the creator of Andekhi, so I know that how he treats his stories with so much of pulp and excitement, and it's very fast paced, and a lot of people, like, you've seen the full series, so that's amazing. But when a lot of people saw a trailer, they thought, they thought that ये बहुत ही dark, intense, but it's such an entertainment, so how he treats these kind of subjects, I wanted to be part of this, and obviously it's Netflix.
Yeah.
और सुहागा था हमारे ताहिर बसीन है इसमें.
Tahir, what about
Tripathi जी हैं. so I completely adore her, and I look up to the kind of work she has achieved over a long period of time. And then there's Saurabh sir. So basically, as a package, this was 100 on 100 on everything for me.
Actually, there was reason not to do this. There was every reason to do this.
Sorry?
It's nice.
No, she was saying there's every reason for you to do this.
हाँ मतलब for I'm saying that any part that came to you,
I mean,
ये तो आपको करना ही चाहिए.
Exactly. One is part of such storytelling that in itself suffices, that why you should be part of this. That's it.
Tahir, what about you?
For me, it was just an incredible opportunity to do the romantic genre for the first time, which is something I've not explored before. And of course, the challenge of romancing not one, but two very beautiful and talented actresses. It's also, as a part, it was the part of an ordinary boy in an extraordinary circumstance, and how he has to repeatedly overcome these conflicts, and how that changes him as a person, and how he views the world over episodes. So it was very layered, and it was an opportunity to play a part who leads with his heart, who wears his heart on his sleeves, and takes most decisions with his heart and not with his mind. And often that's what gets him into a further spiral in circumstances.
So, Shweta, coming back to you, you are known for portraying characters which are fiercely, they are brave, and like all of them have this survival instinct. But this time through Shika, I did get to see a softer side. How did it feel to get inside her headspace?
बहुत मुश्किल था वो वैसा soft, डर के रहना, ज़्यादा नहीं होना. But that is what I really enjoyed, and I think that is a fun thing as an actor. आपको अपनी different sides emotions explore करने को मिलता है. अगर आपको हमेशा एक वो होता है ना कि नहीं क्यों डरना है, या फिर आपके हिसाब से डरना ये लेवल का है, बट आपका कैरेक्टर के हिसाब से शायद डरना इज वे लोअर. इंटेंसिटी आपकी अगर मैं उस सिचुएशन में होंगी तो बहुत डिफरेंट होगी, लेकिन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज नॉट यू, दिस इज कैरेक्टर. तो वो समझ थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, लेकिन जब आया वो समझ में थोड़ा वक्त लगा, पर जब आया तो बहुत मजा आया यार. मतलब वो चाहे वो डर के भागना हो, या वो प्यार का पागलपन हो, या फिर आई रिमेम्बर देयर वाज अ सीन जो कि गोल्डन के थिएटर में, मैं ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलूंगी, वहां पे भी जो होता है, जस्ट क्रिएटिंग दोस मोमेंट्स, इट्स सो मैजिकल, बिकॉज विद एवरी सीन यू आर गेटिंग क्लोजर टू द कैरेक्टर, बिकॉज यू आर लिविंग दैट लाइफ. आप पेपर पे पढ़ते हो, स्क्रिप्ट पे पढ़ते हो, लेकिन जब आप वो डायलॉग्स कहते हो, जब आप वो कॉस्ट्यूम पहनते हो, एंड जब आप के साथ होते हो, that is when everything falls into place. And I love acting for that, because everything becomes real, and that is
So, Anchal, Purva as a character is sweet, but at times she can come off as cunning and insensitive. So as an actor, were there challenges in exploring her to find that balance between being a little too dangerous as well as emotional and sensitive, and not totally come off as a negative role?
So it's great that I could be a part of, a story where my character is exploring both the sides, So as an actor, there is way more scope for me to showcase, कि मुझे ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, ये भी करना है, मैं सब दिखा दूँ. So see, obviously it was very challenging to play that part, that side to her. But there are two things. एक तो हर इंसान के अंदर हर तरह की इमोशंस होती हैं, हर वो जो हम बोलते हैं ना कि ये तो बहुत ही काइंड हार्टेड और बहुत ही अच्छी लड़की है. अच्छी लड़की को भी जेलसी होती है, अच्छी लड़की को भी हर्ट होता है, अच्छी लड़की को डिजायर होती है. ये और ये सब गलत बातें नहीं है, ये बात बहुत अच्छी है, in the sense that it's how you say it and how you perceive it. अगर आप jealousy को as competition या competitiveness बोलोगे, you can put that same क्या बोलते हैं, you can channelize that same energy, So what I mean to say is, as Aanchal, I have lived through every emotion, but I've channelized it in a very different way, so that मतलब वो extreme में मैं ना जाऊं. So as Purva, उसकी channelizing इस तरीके से है कि वो उसको मतलब लगता है कि वो ठीक है, if she is a certain type of a person, it is because of the circumstances that she is like that. So ek to wo ho gaya. Dusra ye hai that when you see the whole script, and when I sat with Siddharth sir and Debindu Bhattacharya जिन्होंने मुझे workshop दी है इसके लिए, I understood Purva's journey from where she's coming and from what she's doing and why she's doing that. उसके पास सब कुछ है, बस उसके पास विक्रांत नहीं है.
Exactly.
लेकिन वो काफी नहीं है कि उसको वो चाहिए. वो he's not some toffee chocolate कि मुझे वो चाहिए बस अपनी desire करने के लिए. वो प्यार में है उसके साथ. उसको मतलब उसके साथ शादी करनी है. She wants to live a full life with him. She cannot think of her life without him. So yes, to approach that, she takes a lot of twists and turns in the story, and that is also because she's a bit oblivious of the things that are happening in his life. So it was great to play these sort of
both sides,
to a same person, and I'm so happy that today we are not afraid to explore flawed characters. It's so liberating to see that as an audience and to perform that as an actor.
Tahir, coming to you, I absolutely loved the authenticity you brought inside Vikrant. And I'm not going to lie, I was looking at Vikrant and not Tahir. I mean, for a minute, I also forgot ki wo Tahir hai. It was Vikrant as a person out there. So, he is all in all an intense lover and fighter. But if I tend to draw a parallel among all the characters, he and Purva are somewhat slightly similar. Both do not want to let go of their love. Again, at the same time, Vikrant has 1,000 emotions inside him. There's anger, love, hatred, and grudge. So what was the toughest part in exploring him?
Thank you, first of all, Aditi, for the compliment, because I think as an actor, authenticity is one of the first things that you strive for. And if you were looking at Vikrant and not Tahir and you felt that, that's super feedback. I think you're so right in the comparison that you draw between Vikrant and Purva. I really believe, and this is Tahir talking, that no one is all bad and no one is all good. But everyone at their core has that one thing that is the most important to them. In Vikrant's life, that is Shikha, and it is his family. And in life and in acting, when that core thing is threatened, that is when your balance starts to get tipped. And there is, in fact, if I remember correctly, even a scene where Golden, who tells Vikrant to say that, hey, you're becoming like the people who you despise. And that's a very powerful statement of, like, when it comes to protecting what is dearest to you, how far will you go? And I think overall, that is the theme of the show, is to, like, an ordinary boy in an extraordinary circumstance. What happens when the things that matter the most to you are threatened?
True. So, Loop Lapeta, Ranjishi Sahi, and then Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein, all three projects see you playing the romantic hero. Even though they're distinctly different from each other, they are all driven by love. So as an actor, where their challenge is in differentiating between them and put them on screen?
Massive challenges, but also that was what was exciting about each of those projects. Ranjishi Sahi is about a director who wants to make a hit film but doesn't have a story. And he is flawed because a superstar from the 70s falls in love with him, but he's still in love with his wife. So there's a conflict over there. And it's a romantic dynamic in that sense. Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein we just spoke about. And Loop Lapeta, the guy, he's just a jholer. He wants a shortcut to however he can make himself and his girlfriend happy, and that's what gets him into trouble. Shweta said this very well in a conversation we were having earlier of where there is love, there will be conflict, and where there is conflict, there will be drama. And I think that's what makes choosing different scripts which are rooted in love very interesting. And you're right, it's the first time I'm doing romance ever. And with these, just fingers crossed that people respond to them well.
They will respond to them really well.
Thank you.
So, Shweta, over the years, you are someone who's known for portraying strong female characters on screen and bring something fresh and new always on the table. How do you ensure to not get typecast and, again, reinvent yourself at the same time?
I think that's a subconscious thing because मुझे जब मैं पढ़ती हूँ या जब सुनती हूँ, then मजा आना चाहिए. And that is it. So if I've done something if there's something that I've done before, उसमें मजा ही नहीं आएगा. And अगर खुद को मजा नहीं आएगा तो audience को कैसे मजा आएगा?
Yeah.
So it's that character should be very different from me personally and also from each other. Now the challenge with that is that the more characters that you do, पहले क्या था मसान की टाइम की चलो श्वेता की तरह नहीं होना है और हरामखोर की तरह नहीं होना है. फिर जैसे जैसे आपके प्रोजेक्ट्स बढ़ते जाते हैं वैसे वैसे आपके कैरेक्टर्स भी बढ़ते जाते हैं. So that is the fun bit. तो अगर खुद को मजा आएगा तो ऑडियंस को मजा आ ही जाएगा. But it has to be the team, the script and the people that you associate with. It makes all the difference. क्योंकि collaborative process है. आप अकेले ही झंडा लेके सब कुछ नहीं
कर सकते.
तो टीम अगर वैसी होती है ना, and I love working with people who are driven by passion. Because everybody wants to become popular, everybody wants to make money, वो सब तो है ही. But I love working when people are obsessed in a good way with what they do.
So, Aanchal, you've been around in this industry for a long time now with a mixed canvas. But after Andekhi, this is your second Hindi outing for a web. So how does it feel? Are there challenges? How do you assess your craft?
I don't know how to assess my craft. I'm a keen learner at any given point of time or opportunity. I just want to learn, and I'm very, very greedy about that. So in fact, when we were shooting for Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein, the day I was not shooting, I wanted to be on the set and keep looking at everybody else's work so that I learn a thing or two. Because when I got on board for this, I knew that Tahir and Shweta are a part of it, and I was more than happy because I've seen their work very closely, and मतलब मैं श्वेता से as a fan मिलना चाहती थी कभी, मुझे पता चला कि वो इस सीरीज में है तो मुझे तो था कि मैं इसके साथ जब भी मिलूंगी ना, पहले तो वो मेरी फ्रेंड बन जाए और उसके बाद मैं इससे बहुत क्वेश्चंस करूंगी. But it was so effortless with her because she is somebody who bonds very well with people around her. And she's always very, very helpful on set, off set, with everything and anything that you... Because the kind of role she's played, you feel a certain way about a certain person. But she is so different from all of that, She is all about women empowerment.
Yeah.
But she is such a energetic, jovial, bubbly sort of a personality that you just see lots of energy, and you feel lots of energy when you're around her. And then there was Saurabh sir on set. He's playing Tahir Raj. Do you know it?
Yeah. Your father.
Yeah, luckily this was my second time association with him. I have worked with him for a Tamil film where he played my father, and he's an institution. He's an acting institution. So I again spent a lot of time with him, and I asked him so many questions that, so which book to read, which movie to watch, what do you think about this? So I think मुझे इस project का ये बहुत benefit मिला that I could get to know about everyone's experiences and talk and learn. And in the past, this is how I've learned. I have learned a lot of things on my job and while talking to people, understanding their experiences too. So that's why when I'm out of a project, I always have so much of gratitude for each and everyone, whether it is a spot dada on set, whether it is the producer of the set, whether it's the stylist, because you're learning so much all the time, And yes, I have been a part of various things, in South Punjab, but but for something stationed in Bombay didn't happen very easily for me, and Andekhi was actually one of the first that happened. So I was very excited when I got that, and luckily, fortunately, I got to audition for this one. Siddharth sir was the creator and writer for Andekhi, so that's how he knew me, and he auditioned me for this one, and I'm a part of it. So it's been a great journey, but still way more. So, but अब मुझे ये जरूर लगता है कि मैंने जितना सीखा है ना, उतना I wish मुझे दिखाने का और मौका मिले. So with Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein coming out, I just hope and pray that I keep getting the kind of work that I desire for, and thoda, I can also sort of show what I've learned.
I'm not gonna lie, you were absolutely superb in Yeh Kaali Kaali Ankhein. I mean, your eye expressions when Tahir is around or when your father is around, I mean, you are playing both sides so effortlessly, and I know it was great.
That's a huge compliment, because you don't know, any praise helps me uplift my confidence so much, because I'm not saying I'm hungry for it, but you need some sort of validation coming in that, okay, you worked fine, you did good. So thank you.
So, Tahir, there's a lot of visibility and recognition coming your way, and we all must admit it did take a while. How did you manage to stay patient all this while? That also required you to amp up your game every single time. What's the best way to deal with all this and the pressure?
Honestly, like, the question of patience never came up, because my and this is something that I live by, is that my only competition was always myself. And as long as, like, the next thing that I'm doing is different and better in terms of how I up my performance, then I'm as an actor, I'm satisfied. And it's been a very conscious effort to have diverse projects and diverse scripts. And I've been very fortunate to work with some incredible directors, right from Pradeep Sarkar, Nandita Das, Nitesh Tiwari, Kabir Khan. With every project, I've learned how to up the game and up the performance. And I honestly feel that I'm very blessed, and I've gotten more and more with each project. And with this new chapter in 2022, I was speaking to someone earlier who said that YouTube comments are really rooting for you, as in the people on YouTube. And that's just so heartwarming to hear, is that there have been people who have been, sometimes as an actor, you feel like when you're in the vanity van, when you're in front of camera, when you're at home with the script, it is a solitary process. But to have fans, friends, family, the media backing you and excited about your projects, it's just the best feeling.
So thank you so much, Shweta, Tahir, and Anchal, for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you, and I'm actually waiting for season 2. बहुत ही गंदे इस पे आप लोगों ने छोड़ा है उसको. So thank you so much for doing this with me, and just keep shining. I'm a huge fan of all of your work individually. Shweta, I've grown up watching your work. And there is something, I emotionally connect with your characters. I mean, whenever I see you on screen. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tahir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditi, and warm big hug to you. Stay safe, and thank you.
Here. I wish I could do this in person, but maybe next time. Let's hope for the
next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.